Have you ever wondered what a 12 Bravo, also known as a combat engineer, actually does in the military? Well, I'm here to tell you all about what we do because I am a 12 Bravo myself and have been for the entire 6 years that I've been in the Army. So let's talk about it. How's it going, everybody? My name is Sean Millett, and I am personally, like I said, a combat engineer, also known as a 12 Bravo. Essentially, that is my job in the Army. That is what I chose to do, and that is what I went to training for. The best way I could probably ever describe a combat engineer in the simplest terms is if you've ever watched Toy Story or even played with the Green Army soldiers when you were a kid. It is the Green Army guy that has the mine sweeper or the mine detector. That is a combat engineer. But there's a lot more as to what a combat engineer actually does, so let's break it down. Please make sure you leave a like on the video so that way more people can see it. Comment something down below, combat engineer related or not, doesn't matter. And also please subscribe to the channel so that way we can get to 1,200 subscribers. Right now we are 50 away. A combat engineer's roles and responsibilities can really be summed up into 3 separate categories, and those include mobility, counter mobility, and survivability. It should also be said that for the entirety of my military career up until now, 6 years in, I have been a 12 Bravo. I went to job training for that. I have been in the National Guard. My experience stems from the National Guard, and so that means it would be a lot like someone that is a combat engineer in the reserves. However, active duty would be a little bit different because, you know, that's their 9-to-5 job, is being a soldier. But everybody gets a little bit of a different experience based upon the unit or the type of unit that they end up in. My unit in the National Guard is an engineer unit, so we actually prioritize the stuff that the engineers do, and we do it frequently. The best way I would describe mobility is like playing offense, having an offensive mindset, trying to get your team from this point to that point. And this can be done by building bridges is something that we do. We also go through we learn how to go through different obstacles, I guess you would say, such as C-wire, if people put up triple strand wire, or if there's anything that's in our way, basically our job is to find a way through that. Now, counter mobility obviously is just countering mobility. It's playing defense. So that is placing obstacles, making it tougher for an enemy to make it to you, basically. And survivability, that is just the ability to be able to survive. Really, what that comes down to is being able to survive in different types of environments based on, sometimes you might even have, limited supplies and trying to do the most with what you can. So now that we've broken down 3 things, the 3 main responsibilities of a combat engineer, let's talk about some of the fun things that you get to do as an engineer. The number one thing, and everybody's favorite, is that you get to blow stuff up. I mean, you get to use C4 to take down trees, you get to do all sorts of different charges, you get to blow holes in the ground. I mean, it's pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. Like every single time that we go out and utilize demolitions, it's like it's the first time again because it's pretty fun to see it happen. Another thing that makes this job so fun that kind of ties in with the whole blowing stuff up is it's not really much of an opportunity for somebody to go do willy-nilly if they wanted to on the civilian side. There's very minimal jobs that you can go and blow stuff up, and you have to have a bunch of certifications and different things like that. And so it makes it fun because it's not something that everybody can just go do. Another fun thing you get to do is build bridges. Now, don't quote me on this one because I only did it at AIT. However, it is a responsibility and they make it part of AIT for a reason. You need to know how to do it. Now, if your unit decides not to train up on it like mine does, because maybe we don't have bridges to utilize or that's just not what we prioritize, then that's on them. But that is something you get to do. And honestly, I didn't mind the experience. When I think back and look at my AIT experience, that was actually one of the highlights. It takes a little bit to get set up and get a process going, but I mean, within no time, you can build a very long bridge, and it's pretty cool to see that finished product and be like, holy crap, we built that. Mine sweeping and mine detection, as I had mentioned before, yes, it is something that combat engineers do. It is just one small portion of the things and responsibilities that you do, but that is something that you learn at AIT, and aside from that, I think we've only done that, broken them out maybe once or twice. They were kind of in the process of getting some new ones, but however, that is something you need to do, and it's once you get the hang of it, it's really not that bad. And I don't know, it's not the most fun thing. Your arm kind of gets sore or hurts after a while. You start to hit a little bit of muscle failure because you can't just be dragging the thing on the ground. But saying that you can use a minesweeper or mine detector, it's pretty cool. Close quarters combat is also another one, a big point of emphasis at AIT. And again, I've done it a few times throughout my few years being in my National Guard unit. Close quarters combat is basically like going through, clearing rooms, maneuvering, working with a team as if you were going through, some sort of building, house, whatever the case may be, and just going through, playing through different scenarios as to, different things that you might encounter. I mean, even little things such as which way the door opens up is, there's a lot of things that you need to put into perspective, and being really good and trained up on that and being on the same page as everyone else on your team is really an important piece, because if you go overseas and you're clearing houses and buildings, you and the people around you need to all know how to do it the same exact way and have a method. And also everyone needs to kind of know how to do it in each position for anything that could possibly go wrong, or just, different things in general that some people don't even think about. So that is another big point of emphasis. And you go through, get trained in on that at AIT, and I don't mind that part, honestly. I really hope that at the very least that this video was in some capacity informative to you, and you're able to gain some knowledge or some more information as to what a combat engineer actually does. Comment something down below. I usually reply to just about any and all comments. So if you need some more clarification on something I talked about, or just, want to know more about being a combat engineer in the Army, modern day, I'm willing to answer that. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, you can click right about here. If you'd like to watch one video of mine, I got one right about here. And if you'd like to watch a different video of mine, maybe the first one wasn't so appealing, you can click right about here. Thanks guys.